Hello my beautiful angels, today we are talking about fashion again, because I think the time is right to show you my fall fashion essentials to create a whole capsule wardrobe. Before we start, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about the order of today's video, so about the essentials themselves. So we're starting with shoes, and then after that I show you my shoe accessories, which are also very essential. Then we move over to bags, and after that outerwear, as well as tops, then sweaters and cardigans, and after that bottoms, so skirts and stuff like that, and then also dresses, and then I will also show you some overall accessories, and then after that I will also show you my top 3 hairstyles for fall/autumn. For those of you that are interested in more hairstyles, I have 2 videos, and each of them features about 10 hairstyles for autumn or winter even, that are just very feminine and elegant, and I really love them. So without further ado, let's get started. So starting with the must-have shoes, I also have something very exciting, because Vivaia has sent me so many exciting autumnal shoes and boots, so I can't wait to present them to you in a minute. But before I do that, I just want to say this is not sponsored. They have gifted it to me, and I'm just so obsessed with these pieces, I just have to show you. Now, for those of you that might not know Vivaia already, Vivaia focuses on eco-friendly, comfortable and high-quality footwear, and something that I find so interesting is that their footwear is actually made out of plastic bottles, which I think is just perfect. My personal favorites are the Regina Pro boots. Now these boots feature a minimal yet very beautiful and timeless design, and they go so well with so many cute outfits, and they're also completely water repellent, even though they might not look like it. As you can see, I have them in 2 colors, and each of their boots also comes with detachable leg warmers, and even though I only have 2 pairs of these, because of all these different leg warmers, I actually have so much more. And here you can also once again see how they look like when I'm wearing them, and I think they're one of my new autumn favorites. Next we have the Margaret Mary Janes. They are a bit different to the shoes that I normally wear, and I think they're just so cute and so interesting. Not only do they look so comfortable, but they really are. They have back heel padding and are also very comfortable in terms of the insole, and have an adjustable strap and a very roomy square toe. Similar to the previous ones, they also have a detachable leg warmer, which you can purchase separately. And the last shoes that I want to show you are heels, because as you know me, I had to also get some heels. They are the Addison Slingbacks. Some of you might have already seen them, especially in my short form content, in the color Apricot, but I also have them in another color now, and they even glitter. Like, this is so cute. Now these heels have an upgraded comfortable insole and adjustable strap as well, and feature Swift Dry, which means that the moisture is wicked away for instant drying and lasting comfort. And even though the shade is considered pink, it's this very dusty kind of rose gold shade, which I'm very obsessed with, and I would still consider it a neutral, honestly. That's it for now with my Vivaia shoes that I got. Thank you very much to Vivaia for sending them over, and I will definitely wear them so often. Now a little bit more about my must-have shoes for autumn. Obviously, I could just say wear Uggs and that's it, but no, because first of all, almost everyone will be wearing Uggs, and yes, we want to be maybe trendy, but girls, we also want to be elegant, and as you know, Uggs are just really not my style, so I won't just go on here and tell you to wear Uggs this season. Instead, I have some very classy yet comfortable and also sometimes warm-keeping alternatives instead of just going for Uggs. I would say for the coming season, the most important pair of shoes that you should invest in case you haven't already, is a good pair of black heels. And yes, I know this might seem quite basic, but I also have examples for you. For example, these ones, they are from Cozy Island, and I love them so much. Also because the design is kind of giving loafers, but as you can see, obviously these aren't loafers. they are heels. But I also have these ones that I'm just wearing all the time, and I think by now you can also a little bit tell that, because I have to clean them so often, not because they get dirty easily, but because I wear them everywhere. Why to invest in black heels particularly is not only because they are heels and they are black, but also because, unlike, for example, beige heels or white heels, if you really want to have this Pinterest girly autumn wardrobe, then you will pretty much end up wearing lots of tights. And these tights are most likely going to be black or brown, while still leaving a slight visibility on your legs. And this is just perfect if you're wearing black tights and then black heels, because it blends so perfectly and it just looks so put together. I love that. We're still in the heel range, but one thing that I also think everybody needs to have at least one pair of are knee heel boots. So they can either have a heel or they might be flat. That totally depends on, for example, the look you want to go for, or maybe you want to look slightly taller, which for me is also the case. So this is also a reason why most of my shoes have a heel actually. And some that I really recommend are, first of all, the ones from Vivaya I talked about earlier, but also many other ones. You can get them from so many sites, for example from H&M, from Cozy Island as well. I also have some that are already on the way, and I'm so excited to try them because I think they will look so gorgeous. And if you really want to go for very, very high boots, here are some examples of boots and overall brands that I would really recommend you. Of course, you can also wear flats if you want to be elegant, and it will still look very, very amazing. I also have some flats that I don't really wear as often because, as I was saying, I prefer heels. But I'd say flats are also really, really nice, especially if you're pairing them with leg warmers or, for example, tights, or even both. Even better. But I also got these loafers off Amazon recently, or I'd better say my mom gifted them to me and she bought them from Amazon. But they are so pretty, it's so gorgeous, and they look so big right now, but I promise that's just the angle. They're not as big, but they have such a great quality, and I've already worn them, but unless a little bit of dust right now, you can't really see any scratches or something. I don't know how it is evolving over time, but obviously it also depends on how you treat your shoes. And they're from the brand called Dream Pairs, and I haven't ordered something from them yet before, but these really are amazing. Now about the bags, you can already see some of my bags, and here you can also see them styled in outfits. I'm not really that much of a bag person. Obviously, I'm wearing bags to my outfits because I also want to be fashionable and want to store my things somewhere. But if you're going for smaller kind of baguette bags, for example, or medium-sized bags, I can really recommend you Cider once again. Then also for more smaller ones, I can recommend you Commence. Here are some bags that I would say are must-haves, and overall just some brown bags, some white bags, and maybe also some black bags. I'm saying some, but you can also just have a brown bag, a white bag, and a black bag, and maybe also have each bag in a smaller size and also in a bigger size. And talking about medium-sized bags and also bigger-sized bags, for example, when you're going to school or university for your fall semester, then I can really recommend the ones from JV Pay. I don't have these ones specifically, but I personally have some bags from the brand and I'm truly impressed. Now we're sliding over directly to outerwear, and first of all, what I really recommend you are coats. For the warmer days, I would say trench coats, and you can also get short coats. Can be trench coats that are short or short wool coats, which I also have one, and it's so perfect if you just have maybe a cute outfit or not so cute outfit, but you just want to have a jacket that you can just throw on and it's comfy and keeping you warm but also stylish. Then I would say this one is the perfect to go for, or overall these types of jackets. Here are some some other examples of it. And for the colder seasons, also wool coats. I have one from Cloak House that I personally really love. And here you also have some other examples. I also have other coats, but sometimes I don't know the brand of it because sometimes I just don't have the tag inside of it anymore. And then also definitely a must-have are faux fur coats. And it's up to you if you want to go for real fur or fake fur. I would say either thrift them if you want to go for real fur, because then somebody has already bought them and it's better than throwing them away. Or if you want to have faux fur, then I can really recommend you my jackets and coats that I will show you in a second. I would say Commence really is your brand because they are just so chunky and looking so realistic, and they are so high quality. I love them so much. I have one in black, then I also have one that is more this lighter kind of beige shade, and I also have this one. I don't really remember where I got it from, honestly, because I have it for multiple years. And then this is the one that I thrifted. And from Commence I also have this jacket. It's kind of like a short coat or oversized jacket. Oversized jackets I can also really recommend because again you can pair them with something very tight, and then you have this like baggy tight contrast, and you just have something that adds a little bit more character and also a little bit more warmth to your outfit. If you're looking for good tops, you can also go for something that doesn't have any sleeves, which I also have, and I just love to wear them in autumn. I also really recommend you to invest in good turtlenecks. This can be with this kind of sleeve length, so just like a little bit, or they can be long sleeve. Again, this also depends on the temperature and the outfit you want to go for. And they can be like in this knit or wool material, but they can also be in this more like lighter fabric, which I also have one from. Obviously it doesn't have to be basic, you can also get one with stripes on it, or maybe in burgundy red, which I think is also so cute. But if you really want to only get the essentials, I would say black and white, and also brown. I think I would say that you get a black one that is long sleeve, a white one that is long sleeve, and then also maybe that the black one is in a lighter fabric and the white one is in a more thicker fabric. And then the brown one maybe is also in a more wool knit fabric that is a little bit thicker, but it doesn't have long sleeve, it is only up here. Another essential are definitely blouses. You can go for some that are more minimal or some that have cute details or a very nice like cut to it. Something that is also very essential are cardigans or overall also sweaters. Talking about sweaters, I can also really recommend you to get some off-shoulder sweaters. They are a little bit impractical if you maybe want to put a jacket or something over it, but you can also solve this if you just put it on a little bit more careful. But yeah, I really love off-shoulder sweaters. I have like 3 or 4 of them. Then about the cardigans, I have one from Zara, then I have another one from Commence. No, I actually have 2 from Commence, and I also have some from Cider again, and here are the examples of my go-to cardigans that I just love to wear. Your outfit can be so basic, and I would even say the more basic the better, and then you just put on a cute cardigan and maybe even leave it open. That's already such a nice outfit. And for the must-have bottoms, it's also quite similar. You don't need to have a lot of them. You just need to know what to buy and also try to buy something that is a little bit more easy to style. Obviously, you can also go for statement pieces, but not only, because it's really hard to style them, and also if you have something that is just really getting attention to the eye, then you will also recognize it so easily when you're having maybe a slightly different outfit but the same top or something or dress. Then, you know, For bottoms, I overall recommend you to again go for trousers. As most of you know, I just love wearing trousers because I'm not really a jeans girly, because I think they're just uncomfortable and also I don't really like the look of them. And for trousers, I would recommend you to get some that are white, then like apricot, ivory, or just something that is not white but a little bit lighter. Brown, definitely get brown ones, and obviously also black. So ivory and brown and black are the most important ones. Then you can also go for gray ones or some that are even burgundy, for example. Yeah, and besides trousers, I also highly recommend skirts. Skirts are definitely the go for me. And if you really want to have some that are actually practical, because I've noticed that skirts often like have oversized shorts under them, so the effect isn't really there because you can still see your underwear. It's still oversized, but I noticed that this isn't the case when you buy them from Cider. The skirts are very tight, also the shorts part. Yeah, I would say the main things honestly are mini skirts, skirts, trousers. You can also go for skinny jeans, and I know this sounds hilarious, but these outfits are all made with wearing skinny jeans. I think the only way you can style skinny jeans nicely is by pairing them with knee boots. But if you do that, they look very nice actually. Now this doesn't really count into pants, but I would also recommend you to get some thermo tights. So maybe at best in this neutral apricot shade or in your skin tone, as close to your skin tone as possible, and then you can use your normal like black or brown tights or white or whatever and just put them over it, and you don't have to have maybe 5 thermo tights and 5 normal ones. You can just combine them. This is what I also love to do. And you can also wear them under your trousers if you feel like your trousers are a little bit too invisible. You also need some good dresses. Mini and midi length are my favorites because, I don't know, maxi I think is more something for summer. Because if you have tights under it and then wearing a maxi skirt, personally, I'm not a big fan of it, at least not on myself. And if you're similar to me, then I would recommend you to get something that is slightly above your knee or even more above your knee. And if you're investing in some dresses, you can also immediately turn them into mini skirts by just putting a blouse on top of them or putting a blouse under them so that you get even more variety. And then you will turn a simple dress into something like this, which I think is just so cute and romantic, and it immediately looks 10 times better, even though the dress obviously already looked very nice before. Even though I have already sometimes slightly talked about those, I also very briefly want to talk about some must-have autumn accessories. So first of all, tights. And if you're going for a more basic outfit, you can also go for tights that maybe are a little less basic. For example, something that has flower pattern on it or little hearts or just something like that. And also maybe a different color. Maybe if you're going for an all black outfit, you can go for a burgundy colored hairband or a burgundy colored ribbon in your hair. And then you can also wear burgundy flower ties if you're into that, because I think that's just so sweet. And another must-have accessory obviously are scarves. These are my favorite scarves, and as you can see, they elevate the outfit so much, because without them the outfits would be also great but slightly basic, and like this they're just more giving autumn and cozy. And obviously they also keep you warm, but they also lead you to not having too many tops or something, because you can just put a scarf over it and then you won't really mind the top if it's like just a black top or just a white top, because then the scarf is the moment, you know. And then also belts. I really recommend you to not go for any belts that have holes in it, because for me they never fit, like at all. But also because I think if belts have holes in it, it just looks less put together than if you have some that are completely adjustable without any holes, because then you can't see them because they don't exist. And that's it already with the video. Also, thank you again to Vivaia for sending over these amazing shoes. I'm again so obsessed. And to you girlies, I love you all so much. I hope this video was helpful, and bye!